Hello, world and universe. Welcome to the Trevor Donald Experience. Manifest your truth. And this channel is an organic amalgamation for searching, seeking, and finding the truth in this chaotic, confusing, and disruptive world that we live in today. And I want to talk to you today about this story. I don't know if you all have heard about this ex-CIA agent who lied about his entire academic career, leading to him getting the job at the CIA. He applied 3 separate times, and on the 3rd time he got lucky and got hired by the CIA, but his resume was a complete fraud. This is a wild story about a man who apparently fabricated his entire professional identity, climbing to a senior executive role at the CIA with top secret clearance, and then walked out with $40 million in gold bars hidden at his home, at his Virginia home. Federal investigators state that David J. Rush created a fake, highly restricted intelligence special access program to hide the flow of government funds. This sounds like a scenario and a case where in their findings, the FBI found 303 gold bars in his home, and his credentials were completely fake. This case sounds like a scenario where I tell you all the time, the unbelievable will become the believable, and the unforeseen will become seen. There is so much disruption and chaos going on today, it's unbelievable. And I think this is also a scenario or a case where the right complexion for the connection is what got him into the CIA, even with all of these lies that came to the surface. This was a white man, and of course, I do not believe that a black guy, if you're vetting these people, with lie detector tests, looking at their academic resume, where they went to school, where they were trained, did they join the military, all those I's have to be dotted and all those T's have to be crossed. And I definitely think if you're a person of color, that the system that we have today would not have allowed a black man to be part of the CIA for 20 years and had lied on his entire resume. This was definitely a scenario where white privilege, I think, got him in the door. And once he got in the door and closed it, he was able to stay there for almost 20 years. I do think that there is a difference between the vetting, especially as you're moving up these governmental agencies, the vetting of some of these guys. If you're in the right club or look the right way, some things will get not looked at or overshadowed to a certain degree. So let's get into this crazy, confusing story on how this guy, David J. Rush, tricked his way into the CIA and was there for almost 20 years. So the gold bars. So between November 2025 and March of 2026, David J. Rush allegedly made several requests to the government to obtain large amounts of foreign currency and tens of millions of dollars in gold bars, claiming they were needed for work-related expenses. Investigators found only a portion of the funds in a storage space near his office. Then on May 18th, 2026, the FBI searched David J. Rush's Virginia home and found over 300 gold bars worth approximately $40 million, along with $2 million in cash. Agents also seized approximately 35 luxury Rolex watches that he also had at his home. So this man got away. Not only did he lie about his resume, 17 years, he found a way to stash away over 303 gold bars worth about $40 million, along with $2 million in cash and about 35 luxury Rolex watches. How does that even happen? Here again, the right complexion for the connection. So, word of the lies. So David J. Rush applied 3 separate times to work for the government and was eventually hired in 2009 and later promoted, all while lying about his time in the U.S. Navy, falsely claiming he was a pilot and falsely claiming he had bachelor's degrees and master's degrees. Doesn't this sound like Jeffrey Epstein to a certain degree? Jeffrey Epstein's entire academic resume and his work history was all a lie. So there is a lot of stuff going on behind closed doors in today's time, whether it's in the government, where people are getting away with all kinds of identity theft, falsifying who they are. But this guy, this is a very interesting story. So the Navy told investigators that Rush had worked partly as an information systems technician, and the universities he claimed to have degrees from said they had no record of him. Specifically, he falsely claimed to have graduated from Clemson University in South Carolina, and he claimed to have graduated from Rensselaer Polytech Institute in New York, where he said he got a master's degree. He also filed fraudulent time cards and claimed about $77,000 in paid military leave that he was not entitled to. How somebody had to have been protecting him in this governmental agency. He had to know the right person. I call it the complexion for the connection. The same way that Jeffrey Epstein has been protected or was protected for decades behind some of his association with folks that are pushing buttons and making decisions in the dark that are affecting all of us around the world. So who was this David J. Rush? He was no low-level CIA agent. He worked for a CIA branch that pursues highly secret projects and had a professional relationship with the Deputy Defense Secretary of the United States. He held a top secret, sensitive, compartmented information clearance, which is TS-SCI. This guy held a top secret, sensitive, compartmented information clearance. So this guy had moved up the chain of command. 17 years, almost 20 years, he's been hiding and harboring this lie based on who this David J. Rush really is or was. So the lies finally caught up with him. What lies in the dark will come out in the light. The arrest in the court, prosecutors called David J. Rush, a master manipulator and a tremendous fraud who lied about nearly every aspect of his professional career. He was charged with a felony count of theft of public money and remains in the custody of the U.S. Marshals Service after his request for release on bond was denied. He has not entered a plea yet. Rush is being held in solitary confinement due to the media attention surrounding this case. Can you believe this story? Here again, I'm going to repeat it one more time. This guy was in the CIA for 17 years, made 3 attempts to join the CIA, the Central Intelligence Agency. And he was able to fool them. To become a CIA agent, you have to go through a strenuous evaluation where there's multiple lie detector tests. And if you become a CIA agent, you're going to be held accountable for top secret information. You're talking about vetting people at the highest level. It's no different than you having a murder case. You want the best lawyer you can possibly find. If you're having heart surgery, you want the best heart surgeon you can possibly find. And vetting them and their work experience and their academic experience as a lawyer or a doctor is very, very important. Same thing goes along with the CIA, FBI agents. And for this guy to be able to falsify his academic and his work history and get it past the CIA tells you that there's stuff going on in our government. Maybe we have too many distractions from the top leadership of our government, and it's trickling down to our other alphabet agencies. Luckily, he got caught, and this is a very peculiar story. So if you weren't aware of it, David J. Rush was in the CIA for 17, almost 20 years, and ended up not only lying about his academic resume, but got caught for stealing. Had over 303 gold bars worth about 40 million, 2 million in cash at his house, and he had over 35 luxury Rolex watches. What in the world is going on today? Tell me what you think. This has been the Trevor Donald Experience. Manifest your truth.